So what's going on guys, Kids here and welcome back to a brand new video. For today I will show you the best wizard build in Diablo Immortal. So at the start I will explain how to play this class. Then we will look into the best skills, rotations and attributes that you want to use. Then later we will go over the awakening, best stones, where to use your paragon levels, and even which gems you want to use on your gear. And then lastly I will show you the best gameplay, so you would know how to get out your abilities, the highest damage possible and much more. So if this sounds interesting to you, then let's get right into it. So wizards in the endgame is one of the highest damage classes, by using elemental magic with high AoE and crowd control. The wizard can be played with ranged spells that deal magic from afar safely, or you can make her into a battle mage, for more up close playstyle. One of her best abilities is the movement skill called Teleport, which you can use to instantly reposition during combat or to travel long distances quickly. When your teammates pull all the mobs very close to each other, then the wizard will unleash her massive arsenal of AoE skills, which will do massive amounts of damage. So overall this is the best build for players that love strategic gameplay, with good damage, good mobility and much more. So then let's move over to the build, and for your skills you want to go with the magic missile, meteor, arcane wind, black hole and teleport. So first of all, the first ability is called magic missile, and this is a simple damage ability that you can shoot and it will do basic attacks, but then plus you get an ultimate ability. So then when you activate it, you will receive a frost effect for 12 seconds. This frost effect will basically increase your damage and slow the enemies at the same time. Overall, the magic missile is your best and highest damage primary skill that you can get, and I recommend to use this ability as much as possible. So basically spam it whenever your other skills are on cooldown. Then moving over to the second ability, which is the meteor. The ground it hits, it scorches, which means that it will be burning all enemies for next 6 seconds, but it will have a delay before landing the shot. So you have to aim and time the meteor correctly, which you will be able to get used to after the first few tries. Then for the next ability we have the arcane wind, and this will unleash a blast of wind in the direction that you aim it at, dealing damage and knocking enemies away. Charging longer increases its range, knock away distance and damage, and then most importantly, you can deal plus 50% increased damage when your enemies are burning. So what you want to do first of all is use the meteor ability to burn the enemies and then use the arcane wind, and you will be able to do really good damage. So then for the next ability we have the black hole, and this skill will create a magic hole for 3 seconds, which will pull in all nearby enemies and deal damage. This ability doesn't do much damage, but the option to group up and crowd control enemies makes it very powerful. What I usually like to do is use skills to gather enemies before casting my main damage abilities. And then lastly, the fifth ability is called teleport, and like the name implies, you will be able to teleport forwards for maximum of 3 times, and this skill all wizards use for the amazing mobility and to speed up your traveling speed. Not only that, but you can as well use this teleport to quickly escape big boss attacks, but as well you can use it to farm faster pages or any other endgame content. So then moving over to the rotation, and you first of all want to start by running and teleporting around the map or dungeon and aggro all the monsters that you can. Then use the black hole to group up and CC all the monsters. Then now use the meteor and then follow that up with the arcane wind. And then from here you just keep on spamming your magic missile. And then lastly, of course, if you ever get in trouble, then use the teleport, and that's about it. So then let's go over to the best wizard attributes, and the main attribute that you want to get is intelligence, and then secondary attribute is fortitude. The way you do this is by using equipment that either way has intelligence or fortitude. And for your weapons you first will want to prioritize how much damage it does, and then secondary the attribute. So then moving over to your character, and this is how your gear should look like. So first of all, for your offhand you want to go with the Unrepentant Gale and Sagitin the Lightning Core gem. We chose this item because of its perks that will give you one more charge for arcane wind, so you will be able to do a lot more damage. Then for the main hand we want to go with the Wind Shaper and Sagitin the Carson's Invigoration gem. Then for your perk you get to transform your arcane wind ability. So usually the arcane wind will simply shoot a wind that deals damage and knocks the enemies away. But now because of this legendary, the arcane wind will summon a tornado that follows your enemies and continuously keeps doing damage. Then moving over to the next one, which is the leg armor called Galebringer's Leggings, and we socket in the Chain Death. And then lastly for your perk, you get to increase your arcane wind damage by 10%. Then moving over to the shoulders, and we want to go with the shoulders of the Cataclysm and put in the Berserker's Eye, and your perks will increase your meteor damage by 10%. Then for one of the last items we have the chest armor, which is called the Star Colors Drapery, and we socket in the Fervent Fang. And then lastly for our perks, we get to increase our meteor radius by 10%. And then lastly for our helmet, we go with the Call of the Abyss, and we socket in the Everlasting Torment. And this time for your perks, we get to increase our black hole radius by 20%. Then for your charm, you want to get this exact piece that gives all of your skills that you use damage increase. And then last but not the least, for your neck, we go with the Subjugator and socket in the 1 Aquamarine, 1 Ruby and 1 Citroen gem. Then for your finger, we get the Prisoner and socket in the Tourmaline gem. Then for your other finger, we get the Tourniquet and socket in 1 Tourmaline gem. Then for your hands, we get the Mailed Fist and socket in 3 Tourmaline gems. Then for your waist, we get the Gaylor and socket in 3 Topaz gems. And then lastly for your feet, we get the Tyrant and socket in 3 Sapphire gems. And then just before we move on to the next part of the video, I want to clarify a few things on the armor. The exact items and gems I'm showing you are the best of the best. So it does not mean that you have to get perfect 5 out of 5 star gems or rank 20 items, but you simply use whatever is the best and available on your character, and bit by bit when you get these gear pieces and gems, then start equipping them, and this is how your full endgame build will look like. And if you are ever interested in how to farm these items, then watch my full video on what to do after level 60, and there I will explain everything in detail. So then moving over to Awakening, and legendary items in Diablo Immortal can be awakened. To unlock another perk on your item, to awaken a legendary item you need the item itself and a legendary gem at rank 10, as this feature is meant for late game, so don't try to expect all items awakened right away. But when you can, your priority should be awakening the main hand, called Windshaper, then your leg armor called Galebringer's Leggings, then your shoulders called Shoulders of the Cataclysm, and then lastly your offhand called Unrepentant Gale. And then from here you can awaken whatever item you want, in whatever order you prefer. So then moving over to the gems, and we already covered the best gems that you want to use on your items in the gear section of this video. But in case if you can't get your hands on the best gems, then in the meanwhile I want to give you a few alternatives that will be good as well. So the best starter gems are the Everlasting Torment, Fervent Fang, Berserker's Eye, Lightning Core, Power and Command, Seal's Weakening and Cutthroat's Grin. And then for your normal gems you want to get Tourmaline, Sapphire and Topaz. All of these gems will be useful and good alternatives, but like I said, for the best of the best, watch again the gear part of this video. So then moving over to the charm, and like I said, when we were looking into what gear we want to use, this charm that will give you bonuses to Arcane Wind, Meteor, Magic Missile and Black Hole is the best of the best, but especially at the beginning it's not that easy to get. So if this is the case, then your charm priority should be on having the Magic Missile, Meteor, Arcane Wind and Black Hole. And if you have at least a charm with few of these abilities, then that will be already really good. But now you know at least what bonuses are the best and how much they're worth by ranking. And then lastly, like all of us know, we can upgrade and rank up our gear and gems by salvaging those gems and items that we don't use to improve our equipment. But there's one last endgame feature that is called Family Bonus Stones. So when one of your primary 6 gear pieces reach rank 6, you can reforge that gear piece and improve it even more by putting in a reforging stone. And the 3 best stones for Wizard is the Vengeance Stone, Wildfire Stone and Ravager Stone. But like I've said many times, all of this is meant for super late game, so just try to get as high rank on your items as possible and slowly start upgrading them with stones. So then moving over to the last and most important feature, which is the Paragon system. So you start gaining Paragon levels after hitting level 60. Each level grants you 1 Paragon point that you can allocate into any open category. In general there are 5 categories, and each one gives you more defense, XP bonuses and much more. So then for your wizard, right after you reach max level and start gaining Paragon levels, you want to put your points into the Vanquisher category, and this is how your first 50 Paragon points should be spent. So I recommend to unlock first of all the first damage node, then Zeal, then the second damage node and then the Wrath. And then from here you can unlock all the other nodes in whatever order you prefer. But then as I expect many players will be playing and watching this video many months in the game, so then for players with Paragon level 100, this is how your Paragon tree should look like. And then lastly with players that have 150 points, then this is how it should look like in the very late game, and that's about it. So with that said, I really do appreciate everyone for watching guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions, feedback or other good Diablo Immortal builds that you would like to see in the next video, then feel free to leave your comments in the comment section down below. And while you're doing that, please click like, subscribe and enable that notification bell, so this way you could support the channel and you won't miss any more amazing content from me. With all this said, you have a nice day and I will see you in my next video, so take it easy, peace.